College basketball is on the air on Masson and on ESPN+. The VCU Rams looking to win their second in a row on this homestand as they host Radford, who come in with a 2-1 mark, and they're looking for their third win in a row after their season opening loss to North Carolina. We welcome you courtside here to the Stuart C. Siegel Center. I'm Sean Robertson. Great to be joined by Ed Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team. We got an interesting matchup, two teams that met each other last December, but the teams you saw then are totally different than what you'll see tonight.
Absolutely. Radford only has 5 returning players, same coach, same system. However, they have that experience under their belt. VCU, on the other hand, completely new coach, completely new system, a lot of new players. They're going to have a lot on their hands to try to find a way to build some chemistry to win this game tonight. One
of the core players for Radford this season is going to be our player to watch, the team's leading scorer, Kenyon Giles.
So Kenyon Giles is a 6-foot giant. He's a fast-scoring guard. He's averaging around 17 points per game. He's never seen a shot he didn't like, and I expect him to come in with a ton of confidence and really look to put it to VCU tonight. Now, as far as VCU, their player to watch, Max Schugler. He is a smooth-scoring point guard with a quick trigger. He leads the team in scoring at 19.5 per game, and I think he's going to do a lot of that tonight, especially if he plans to win.
He's coming off a 17-point outing against Sanford last Friday, which was the Rams' first win of the season. And now our CarMax keys to the game, and we'll start with Radford.
Radford's key to the game, they need to limit turnovers. They want to keep VCU out of transition because VCU can get easy points right there, and their half-court offense isn't exactly where they need to be. And they also want to take quality shots. They want to take their time, move the ball, and get the best shot they can. Therefore, it won't lead to easy points for VCU. Now, the keys for VCU, the Rams need to get off to a quick start, a good start. If you look at the previous 2 games, they struggled starting off each half, and they found themselves digging a hole. Radford is too good of a team to find yourself down 13 or 20. They'll beat you. Now, defensive focus. Radford has a 3-headed monster with Giles, Smith, and Antoine. VCU has to be definitely dialed in on the defensive end.
Do the Highlanders win their 3rd straight, or can VCU continue this homestand with a 2-game winning streak? Starting lineups and the opening tip coming up next on Masson and on ESPN+. For Radford, let's start with the lineups. First for VCU, Zeb Jackson and Max Schulga in the backcourt, Michael Bell, Kwani, and Christian Furman up front. For Radford, Daquan Smith, Kenyon Giles, and Brian Antoine, a 3-guard alignment. As Schulga saves it before it went out of bounds, and possession will favor VCU. Justin Archer and Chandler Turner, the rest of the starting lineup for Radford, and VCU turns it over quickly. Here's Daquan Smith, looks ahead to Antoine, and he'll shoot for 3.
It looks as if the ref missed a kickball right there. That was an odd bouncing basketball right there.
Michael Roberts, Matt Potter, and Greg Evans, the men in the striped shirt. Kwani misses a corner 3. Antoine the rebound for Radford. And Kenyon Giles, the player to watch for the Highlanders, averaging just under 18 points a game this season.
And this is a matchup I'm going to want to watch throughout the whole night. You got Antoine being guarded by Michael Bell, freshman, not built like a freshman. However, he did a really good job on Marshall from Sanford last game. I want to see how he does against an All-American.
Giles hits his first shot of the day. That was a matchup you talked to me earlier today about. You was wondering who was going to have that assignment with Antoine. You mentioned Bell, and he had that early on. Sugar felt the double team inside to Furman, who ties it up. He's coming off a double-double, his first career double-double in the win against Sanford on Friday. Giles recovered it against Kwani.
And I really think that game did so much for Christian Furman's confidence. I look forward to him continuing to have multiple double-doubles throughout his career.
He also had a career-high 5 blocks in that win. Shot clock is under 10 for Giles. Antoine on the baseline. Zeb Jackson yanks down the board, and it went off the foot of Bell as he wasn't paying attention, as he was actually running down court. And a turnover on VCU. Something Ryan Odom, head coach of VCU, stressed upon during shoot-around today was limiting turnovers, limiting extra possessions for Radford.
And that was just a heads-up play by Antoine, poking the ball loose after VCU gathered the rebound.
Here's Antoine against Bell. Giles, a good head fake on Jackson. A step-back 3 is good. And Giles has all 5 of Radford's points, and they're up 3.
Giles is, like I said before the game, he is a guy who is gunning. He is going to shoot anytime he can get it. He doesn't see a shot he doesn't like.
Came in only shooting 21% from behind the arc. That's his fourth made three this season. Shot clock at 10 for VCU. Shulga has it. Kwani across the lane. Ball tipped back to Kwani in a reset.
And that's where Furman really can make his bread and butter. Just keeping the ball alive, being active on the post.
Here's Furman down low. Rebounding Antoine. Smith up ahead against Jackson. Here's Turner on the drive. Had it blocked by Furman. Jackson in transition. Little floater in the lane, and Turner the rebound. And for VCU, I guess that's what you want to see for Zeb Jackson, attacking the basket like he did on that last trip. Giles' runner is good, and that's 7 in a row for Kenyon Giles, who came in averaging just under 18 a night.
And VCU's going to have to figure that out. They're allowing him to gather his confidence, which he didn't like already. However, you don't want to see that keep growing, because this will be trouble towards the end of the game.
Shulga off the three, misses, and Anton the rebound. Up ahead to Smith. They give it back to Antoine for three, ring it up. A 10-2 run to start the game, and Coach Odom burns a quick timeout. That was your key to the game for VCU, not starting off slow. And right now they're trailing by 10-2 advantage for Radford. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with more action here on Masson and ESPN+. Before the Ram fans got warmed up, head coach Ryan Odom and the VCU team is trailing 10-2 to Radford. There's a good shot of Coach Odom. Third game as VCU head coach. Won his last one against Sanford last Friday. And for Radford, Darius Nicholas, the head coach in his third season with the Highlanders. And right now the visitors making the trip up here to Richmond and leading 10-2 as VCU has some changes to their lineup. Toby Lawal first time in, along with Jason Nelson, who was a major factor in the win Friday night against Sanford. Here's Bell down low. Lawal an offensive rebound. Lawal going up amongst the trees and will get fouled.
And that's where Lawal can really impact the game. Just his energy and athleticism. He had 9 points and 9 rebounds against Sanford. I look forward for him to keep continuing that pattern.
First foul on Pierce, DeAndre Pierce, who's in for the first time for head coach Darius Nicholas. As I mentioned, in his third season with the Highlanders, a 34-34 career record, 2-1 this season as Lawal misses his first attempt. Only his third free throw attempt this season as Bell takes a seat and Jackson comes back in.
Zeb Jackson checked back in that fast. Coach probably had to sit him down, calm him down, get him ready to play.
Lawal splits a pair, the sophomore from out of London, with a vertical leap of 49.5 inches. And it is documented. It is on social media. So if you think I'm not telling the truth, check it out. He did make that leap.
Now let's see what VCU makes, what many adjustments VCU makes on the defensive end to see if they can slow Radford down.
Here is Smith with the scoop. Shulga the rebound.
That's a tough shot for Smith, or for anybody, to say the least.
Here's Shulga blowing by Smith, drawing contact and scores anyway. Team's leading scorer at just under 20 a night scores his first two, and VCU's down by 5. Coming off a 17-point outing against Sanford on Friday night. Jackson has the assignment on Antoine. 10 to shoot for the Highlanders. Turning around and hitting, falling away. And look back at VCU's bench after he knocked it down.
That is a pro bucket, but he looks like a pro. He plays like a pro, and his skill set definitely shows that as well.
Well, he played at Villanova before coming to Radford, so he's got that Power 5 experience. Nelson and the foul will get a chance at a three-point play. And Antoine guilty of the foul. What a nice move by Jason Nelson.
I love what Jason Nelson gives for VCU. He gives them a lot of energy and a spark off the bench. And he did that against Sanford, and he looks to start it off again tonight.
Transfer from Richmond, played his high school ball here in the Richmond area at John Marshall. Scored 11 points and a career-high 6 steals in the game Friday night against Sanford. Makes the three-point play and pulls VCU to within 4. A 6-2 VCU run after they trailed by as many as 8. And for the first time, TJ Nesmith wearing number 23, along with Trenton Walters. Here's Turner against Lawal. Rebound Lashoga. Rams could get it to within 1 on a 3. Jackson comes up short. Smith the rebound for Radford.
Left it a little short. However, anytime you can walk into a 3, you got to accept the result.
That's an Ed Nixon trademark there, a walk-up 3 like that. Here is Smith with the floater. Smith with his first field goal of the night, and Radford is up by 6. They're shooting 50% so far in the first half. VCU just 3 of 10 from the field and have yet to make a 3.
VCU has struggled from the three-point line outside of Max Shugler and Toby Lawal for 3.
And the rebound to Smith. Yeah, Shoga came in, was 10 of 17 from 3. The rest of the squad was 6 of 37 from behind the arc this year. Here's Antoine from 3. Rebound to Jackson. That's his 4th already.
And I think the cause of that is a lot of VCU's 3s have not been what I would consider good three-point shots. They're quick passes, quick shots, contested shots, instead of getting the great shots that would help someone who isn't necessarily a three-point shooter or more of a rhythm shooter.
Jackson just drew a foul on Antoine. That's quickly 2 on the senior from out of New Jersey. And Jackson is headed to the line to shoot 2 for the Rams. 80% free throw shooter this season. And hits on the first as Radford will bring Giles back in, along with Justin Archer, the junior from out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. Lawal and Furman will take a seat. Roosevelt Wheeler will see his first action, and Michael Bell back in the lineup for the Rams. Jackson hits on both. 14-10, VCU trailing. 7 minutes gone by in the first half, and they forced a turnover with a little bit of pressure.
Right, VCU showing a little pressure. You haven't really seen that much this year. However, they throw it on Radford right now, and it worked.
Little wrinkle there by Coach Odom. Results in a turnover. The first turnover by Radford in the game. And VCU can pull it to within 1 from behind the arc, and he left Jackson down low, who went up high and came down hard.
Hey, now he threw that down with some aggression.
He brought it for his 4th point. VCU trailing 14-12. Here's Archer. Giles off the screen. Shot clock is under 10. Giles fading away and hitting again.
And that was great defense by Nelson. However, better offense by Giles.
He's 4 of 4 from the field so far. He's got 9. Radford 16.
This is the battle of the shorties right there.
Yeah, that was really good defense there by Nelson. You just tip your hat to Giles there and say good shot. Shoga recovers it against Smith. Shot clock's at 10. Shoga draws contact on Smith.
That was a professional move right there.
No question.
And he followed the scouting report. Smith has a habit of leaving his feet, pump fake, draw the foul.
Speaking about leaving his feet, Zeb Jackson.
That was an awesome play. Quick jab step, get into the paint, explode.
And Nixon said, I remember I had hops like that.
I do remember. That was a long time ago.
Ain't that long ago.
I went to get some shots up today. Left, my back was hurting. Got to give me a nice stretch, some hot yoga.
Some hot yoga. Oh, too long ago, Nixon was on this floor, bringing the pain to those in the conference. Shoga hits on both.
I love guarding guards like Giles. Small guards, quick ones. I could really guard those really well. However, I don't see Ed Nixon out there.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Fat Billups is in the game for the first time. He's on the floor with Jackson, Nelson, Bell, and Wheeler.
Look at this defense by Zeb Jackson.
Defense.
Working him up the court. Look at the
Truth
intensity.
Harris.
Look at the intensity. Oh.
It wasn't deflected. It was deflected by Jackson. That is not a backcourt. But it took 10 seconds off that shot clock to run the offense for Radford. Little give and go inside to Archer, and he's called for a travel.
Great defense by VCU. The VCU fans should really appreciate that. They've been struggling in that department, but not tonight.
Media timeout on the floor. VCU down by 2. Back here at the Siegel Center with 11:47 left to play in the first half. The Rams now only down by 2, 16-14 after trailing by as many as 8. Sean Robertson along with Ed Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team, and our entire Rams Unlimited crew. Thank you for joining us on Masson and also on ESPN+. We got ourselves an entertaining first half. Radford came out fast. VCU got their legs underneath them, and they've got it back to within 2.
Absolutely, and it starts on the defensive end. They're able to get stops, and when they do that, then they can come down. There's not so much pressure on each shot you take. Good job by VCU. I think I've seen the best possession of defense by VCU this last before the timeout. So if they continue that, they'll be in this game all night.
No changes after that last media timeout with Zeb Jackson running the offense for VCU. Here's Nelson guarded by Walters. Here's Bell down the lane with the left hand. That was partially blocked by Pierce, and now we've got a foul. That'll go against VCU, and it will go against Wheeler.
And it looks like they were looking for Wheeler on the duck in there. However, they weren't able to get him the ball. Good defense by Radford, making it hard to get that entry pass.
Radford coming in winners of 2 straight off of their 84-47 win over Eastern Mennonite this past Sunday. Start of the year at North Carolina, led the Tar Heels in the first half. Inside is Harris, and he will be rewarded with 2 free throws as Wheeler just picked up his second.
And that was pretty good defense. However, you have to be mindful of the backdoor cut. That's the only release they had. There was good defense out front. Even I like to contest, too.
Truth Harris, the junior from Mount Vernon, New York. Started playing at Pensacola State, then went to Indian Hills Community College. And before that, played at East Tennessee State 4 years. So this is his 4th school in his collegiate career.
VCU is very familiar with that. Dealing with the Joe Bamisile situation,
yeah,
he's still appealing, trying to get his waiver as well.
Hopefully they'll get a decision on that very soon to get him in the lineup.
But to touch on what you were saying about Radford, even in their loss to North Carolina, they played North Carolina fairly tough, and it was a confidence builder for them.
No question. Came back and beat Marshall and then Eastern Mennonite. Here's Jackson with 10 to shoot. Jackson found Nelson open for 3. Ring it up. First tie since it was 0-0. And it comes at the 10.5-minute mark of the half.
And if you're Radford, you will take that all night. VCU hasn't shot the three-point ball well. However, good pass by Zeb Jackson. Great job by Nelson stepping in and knocking it down with confidence.
And that's Nelson's first 3 this season. He was 0 of 7 before tonight. Under 10 to shoot for the Highlanders. Walters guarded by Nelson with 3 to shoot. Contested 3 on the way. Rebound scooped in by Furman, and VCU can take the lead on this possession.
I'll tell you what, I'm really becoming a fan of Nelson's energy on the defensive end. You can just tell he takes it personal, and that's a big part of being a defensive player.
A lot of people felt he was the difference maker in the win Friday night. Jackson off target on that jumper. He's now 1 of 4 from the field. Up ahead to Archer. Saved it before it went out of bounds. And Radford will reset. Here's Giles for three. And an offensive rebound to Archer.
And that's what Archer is here for. He brings energy and tenacity on the boards, and he's a great defensive player.
Team's leading rebounder at just over 9 a game. Shot clock is under 10. Here's Walters guarded by Jackson, stripped away by Zeb, and he gets it for VCU. Zeb's playing great defense for the Rams tonight. And again, another opportunity for VCU to take the lead. Here's Jackson for three. Archer, another rebound. His third.
Another good look by Zeb Jackson. However, you got to stick your landing. You got to step into it, shoot it, go straight up, straight down, stick your landing, just like gymnastics.
VCU 1 of 6 from behind the arc, and that came from Nelson. Here's Giles. Offensive rebound and put back by Archer. His 4th rebound, his 2nd on the offensive end, and scored his 1st point, and Radford's ahead by 2. One of the top offensive rebounders in the country, speaking of Justin Archer. Ranked 22nd in the country in that stat. And another turnover by VCU. Billups got it back. Found Jackson, and a foul.
Fortunate break for VCU right there. Radford was going to be off and running.
They get Trenton Walters on the foul there. 5 on the team as Shoga comes back in along with Toby Lawal. Jackson will get a breather along with Fats Billups. Jackson playing a really good all-around game through the first 12 minutes.
Absolutely. He does a lot of things well for VCU. He passes, he rebounds, he scores.
Shoga off a screen, misses on the 3. Nesmith the rebound. Walters now running the offense for Radford as they're up by 2. Ball deflected and saved by Smith near us. Radford being deliberate here on this offensive set, and no Kenyon Giles on this offensive trip. And a steal by Nelson. He's got numbers 2-on-1. The lob to Lawal.
Oh, wow. Toby-Wan Kenobi, because he's a Skywalker.
It was bound to happen at least once. And his head looked like it was above the rim on that alley-oop. Here is Smith, who had his shot up and in. I thought it was partially blocked by Furman, and he still found 2 plus the foul.
What a strong move.
And he'll be rewarded with a chance for a 3-point play when we come back, as we are tied at 19. Radford with a 2-point lead, but the highlight tonight has been Toby-Wan Kenobi with the Virginia Credit Union assist of the game from Jason Nelson. Oh, it showed a little flex. I missed that.
A little flex right there.
From live action. And nice lob.
Feeling himself.
Look at that. Yeah, I guess you can when you got a 49.5-inch vertical lead. You can feel yourself a little bit flex a little bit to the folks.
If I could look in the rim, I'd be flexing too.
But on the other end, Radford came back behind Daquan Smith, the transfer from Murray State, with a chance at a 3-point play. Big time move by him.
That was a grown man move. And I want to get the rules. What actually is it when the offensive player creates the contact? Is it just that the defender has to stay vertical?
That's what I thought. I think he has to stay vertical and not lean into the offensive player.
But when you get hit in the belly, it's kind of hard to stay vertical.
Right.
The referees have a tough job.
Smith completes the 3-point play. Preseason all Big South first team selection this year for Coach Nicholas. Radford back up by 3 as we're inside 7 minutes. Here's Nelson guarded by Kyle Burns. There was some contact, no whistle, out of bounds to Radford.
Good defense by Radford, coming out of the timeout, getting a stop. I want to see VCU get a little bit more player movement on their offense. I think that would free up the lane so they don't have to do so much one-on-one to get into the paint.
Coach Odom mentioned that this week. He said he had a chance to see those previous 2 games and notice when they are successful, the ball just continues to move. Smith with a tough shot and a foul on Chandler Turner. Transfer from Bowling Green. Turner's a guy that Coach Nicholas told us he's very high on. He feels he's almost like a, let's say,
he's
an
a very
Army knife,
versatile.
an Army knife type of guy. You know,
Yeah,
he can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, in
Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife. There you go. And he does everything well. Nothing he does great, but you needed a glue guy like that to do the little things, do the dirty work, and also be able to score on the offensive end. Great shot by Nelson right there. He's finding his rhythm.
Jason Nelson off the bench, his second from behind the arc. We're tied at 22. Nelson leading the VCU Rams with 9 so far. Lawal yanked down the rebound. Turner stripped it away from him and gets possession back for the Highlanders. Smith with an extra pass stolen by Bell, and Bell kept his presence in mind and knocked it off of Archer to keep possession to the Rams.
Great effort by both teams. VCU had a problem with that against Sanford as well. Once they get the rebound, they had to secure it. I remember back in the day when I was being brought up, we were taught to put them bows up real high. If they run into it, it's their fault.
It's their fault.
But now, I don't want any text.
No, they'll go right to the replay monitor to see if that was an aggressive play, if that happened now. Here is Nelson, lost control of it, got it back. VCU has under 10 to shoot. Shoga with 4 so far in the game and shot an air ball on the 3. Coach Odom wanted a foul, didn't get it. Giles back in now for Radford. He has 9 to lead the Highlanders, and now he has 11 to lead all scorers. He's 5 of 8 from the field so far, and Radford back up in front by 2. Here's Bell, strip. Lawal lost it up in the air. Here comes Radford on the move, ahead by 2.
Great job by Radford having active hands. Got 2 strips on that one play.
Smith with a step back and good. Smith now with 7. Smith and Giles have combined for 16 of Radford's 26.
And if you're Coach Odom, you have to be disappointed about all aggressive shot by Mike Bell, but they left him wide open.
So he tried to take it, and Archer grabs another rebound for Radford. That is unofficially 6, as we have it on our stat sheet. Here's Giles again with 13 in the first half. He's putting on a show here for the Highlanders.
Absolutely. He is great working that pick and roll, snaking that screen, getting into the paint, getting that floater off.
He averages under 18 a night. Nelson tried to answer. Rebound to Archer, 7 for Archer, the team's leading rebounder.
And VCU having a case of the Butterfingers as of late, having their hands on rebound but not being able to secure it.
Smith's shot halfway down and back out. Lawal the rebound. 28-22. Radford up by 6. They led by as many as 8. Here's Shoga filling a double team. Ball stolen away by Radford. 5 turnovers so far for the Rams, who are in the midst of a scoring drought of over 2.5 minutes. Radford in a 6-0 run. Giles again draws contact and will be rewarded for a 3-point play.
When you're guarding a player like Giles, you have to be solid. You cannot go for risk and go for steals. He'll make you pay.
15 in the first half for Giles, and a chance for 3 when we come back as Radford is ahead by 8. 3:13 to go in the first half, and Radford on the road leading by 8, matching their largest lead of the first half. Sean Robertson along with Ed Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team. VCU had got into with it. Actually, they had the lead. Radford has come back, and they've gone on an 8-0 run in the last minute 45. And Kenyon Giles has been the story for Radford in this first half. 15 of Radford's 30 so far.
I mean, when you really look at it, I don't think that VCU has played terrible defense. However, he got off to that hot start, and when you let a player like Giles get off to a hot start, prepare yourself for a long night. And he is definitely demonstrating and displaying all his scoring abilities as he walks to the line for one.
Giles, an all-freshman selection in the Big South, and is the reigning player of the week in the conference, and completes the three-point play now with 16. He was Big South Freshman of the Week last year 4 different times, and right now is close to matching his season average in this first half. Largest Radford lead at 9 against VCU as we're inside 3 minutes. Billups being bumped by Giles. That is Giles' first and the team's 6.
And I do agree with that call.
Check is 7, I beg your pardon. 17 fouls and now a 1-and-1 for Fats.
Important free throws for Fats. Radford is on this run right now, and you want to stop the bleeding.
And that broke a 9-0 run. Billups played his high school ball at Varina. Was part of their state championship team in 2019. Check it, 2021, I beg your pardon. And was the Class 4 Virginia Player of the Year that season. 7-point Radford lead as we're coming up on 2.5 minutes to go in the opening half. Giles, the go-to scorer for the Highlanders in the first half with 16. Trying to come off a screen, and the pass is thrown away.
And if you're VCU, eventually you're going to have to make some type of adjustment on the ball screen when it comes to guarding Giles. I wonder if they're going to go to blitzing that screen and getting the ball out of his hands.
Want either Smith or probably Harris to probably handle that and let them run the offense, I would think. Billups a good head fake on Harris and hits the triple.
And another assist by Zeb Jackson.
Billups is first from behind the arc. Remember, they were 6 of 37 from 3 outside of Shulga this season. Here's Giles guarded by Jackson. Giles just flips one up. And the ball was loose and picked up by Radford. Pierce has it, and they left Giles open for 3. Rebound Shulga. And he loses it. And now we've got a foul. And I think Mike Roberts pointed at Shulga.
Well, absolutely. VCU has to do a better job of really grabbing that ball. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't mind them sticking under their shirt like hot sauce and spinning it around just to secure the ball. However, they're doing a great job boxing out. They're grabbing the ball, but when they come down, they have to be looking around to see where the Radford defender is, because every time they get it, they're sticking their hand in the cookie jar, and they're tipping the ball out. Sometimes they recover, sometimes they don't. But it's another extra possession, another 20 seconds that VCU has to guard.
Radford averaging just about 7+ steals a night this year. Mike Roberts for a minute there was going to the replay, but now he'll have a conference with his 2 teammates, Matt Potter and Greg Evans.
I guess they're checking to see if someone's bleeding.
They're checking Giles on the baseline. And Giles is checking to see if he has some blood, but now Mike Roberts is saying, yeah, you got blood on your elbow. Roberts, a veteran, a 22-year veteran official. And they will immediately attend to Giles on the baseline, actually on their sideline.
And this serves as a timeout, basically. So what do you think VCU needs to do? Right? I mean, I think they're actually playing a pretty decent game. However, I think they just need to secure the basketball and get some quality shots.
There were some possessions where their defense looked great. But you tip your hat to Radford because they've been hitting some tough contested shots. Giles and Smith, mainly the 2 that have been doing it. So I think if you're Odom, you're probably saying we're playing really good, but just Radford is just, they haven't been missing too much. They've shot 48% so far in the first half. And Giles is shooting 7 of 12 from the field.
And I like the coaching change, putting Zeb Jackson on Giles.
Quick inbound save by Harris before it went out of bounds.
And if you're VCU, you got to be kind of disappointed you didn't get that one. That's a 50-50 ball sprint. I would love to see someone dive on the floor for that.
Under 10 to shoot for Giles against Jackson. Giles with a step back fall away, and the tip no good by Harris. Nelson the rebound. Waits for Nelson. He'll set up for three.
And Nelson is hot from downtown. That's number 3 from behind the arc.
12 points to lead VCU. The Rams in an 8-0 run, trailing by 1, and now Radford will use their use it or lose it timeout. Only up by 1. They led by as many as 9 at one point. And VCU has cut it to within 1 behind Jason Nelson. Again, the spark plug off the bench with 12 so far.
And he's really taking this matchup with Giles personally. And as a VCU fan, you got to love that. And as a Radford fan, you got to love it too. This is what college basketball is all about. This makes me excited. This gets me out to bed in the morning.
Makes Ed want to put on that number 10 jersey again.
Man, it was 50, by the way.
50? Oh.
You know, I had to be odd. You know, you don't see too many guards with number 50. However,
true. I
you're
got
right.
the 0
You're
right.
absolutely right.
And I should have remembered that. But Jason Nelson, he scored a season-high 11 against Sanford on Friday. His career high was when he was at Richmond last year. He scored 21 against Northern Iowa. He's close to surpassing that tonight the way he's been shooting. 4 of 6 from the field and has hit 3 of VCU's 4 from behind the arc. 4 of 13 is VCU from 3 here tonight. Rams down by 1. Shot clock is at 10. Here's Smith for 3. Offensive rebound, Archer, and puts it in.
And Kwani has to really go after that rebound right there. He was sitting on the bench for a while, so I understand his legs are probably cold, but you got to get that rebound. You're 6'7" and athletic. You got to go get that. But Archer is a wonderful, fantastic worker. His engine is big as all get out. So he's going to continue to do that if you don't put a body on him.
About a 4.5-second differential between shot clock and game clock for VCU, which is under 10. Jackson for 3. Ring it up. Tied at 33 with 5 seconds. Can Radford get one off? Giles does, and it comes up short to end the first half.
Great half of basketball right there. Everybody was a winner.
Zeb Jackson with 7. Jason Nelson with a team-high 12, but Kenyon Giles leading all scorers with 16, and we're leveled at 33. We'll come back with some first half highlights and particulars as Radford and VCU are tied at 33. You and Radford, Sean Robertson, along with Ed Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team. First 4 minutes of the second half. I hear coaches say that all the time. It's the most important stretch of a ball game. How big will it be for VCU?
It's going to be astronomically big. I mean, they cannot afford to go into a hole. Radford is an experienced team, and they will make them pay. They will walk out of here with a win if VCU starts slow. Or at least it can't be. You can't get into a deficit that's too hard to climb out of.
They started slow in the first half. They fell behind 10-2. Rams eventually took the lead. Radford got it back up to 9. And then VCU tied it at 33. As the starting 5 for both teams will begin this half, to include Bryant Antoine, who missed most of the first half with foul trouble. Picked up 2 early whistles against him.
Oh, boy.
As he was guarded by Bell to begin this half.
Made my boy Bell touch earth.
Shonga comes up with a block from behind, and they said Radford last touched it, and a turnover by the Highlanders. I feel like Giles also had a cut below his left eye.
I see.
He's got a Band-Aid or gauze there.
Looks like early 2000s Nelly.
Yeah. Might be a trademark for him, maybe. Jackson has 10 to shoot. Down the lane with the scoop and score.
Zeb Jackson's one of those players, You can't guard too tightly. He's too quick and too fast and too explosive once he gets by you.
Jackson now with 9, and VCU is ahead by 2. Giles with 16 in the game, and Jackson has the assignment on him with 5 to shoot. Giles for 3, ring it up. 19 for Kenyon Giles. He came in averaging 17-7 a night.
And I tell you what, if I'm Christian Furman, you cannot sit back and let Giles walk into a 3.
Nice feed inside to Kwani from Shulga. And Kwani has his first 2. VCU ahead by 1. Here is Giles with a step back 3. Kwani the rebound. Giles just does it very smoothly as Kwani misfires on the 3. Bell an offensive rebound. Jackson hoists up a 3. Rebound to Turner.
Not a good shot for VCU. You get an offensive rebound, work it. Try to get into the paint and get an easier shot. Sometimes VCU shoots themselves in the foot.
VCU came in collectively shooting just 30% from 3 on the season. Turner tried to lean inside to Kwani and draws a travel.
Walked to the corner store, got him a bag of chips, came back.
Didn't have enough money to purchase those chips, and he got to go back out. Been there, done that.
I hate leaving my wallet in the car.
Yeah.
I went to the grocery store one time, filled up my cart, got all the way to the register. Did a national pat. The national pat. I'll be right back.
And they said, we know you at Nixon, but you ain't getting off that easy. Here's Sugar from the baseline. Tough shot. Tough angle from Max. And that's his second field goal of the night. And VCU's largest lead of the game at 3.
Well, VCU came out to a better start. No major laps on defense.
Smith with a tough shot inside. Last touch by VCU. Coach Odom didn't like that at all, as DeAndre Pierce, the transfer from Wyoming Community College, comes in to replace Turner. Here's Antoine off the inbound. Threw it away to Jackson.
And Michael Bell's doing a great job on him.
Jackson draws a foul, and it looks like Smith, his body's tumbled to the floor. Looks like everybody's okay. But how fast did Jackson get up court?
He's a blaze. Great defense by Michael Bell. And see, what I would like for Zeb Jackson to reward Michael Bell right there for the defense and the hustle and the sprint down the court. However, it's a tough angle for him to see.
Jackson back at the line. He made his first 2 in the opening half. He's 3 of 3 from the stripe and becomes the second Ram in double figures. It's a good shot of Coach Odom and also Coach Nicholas. Second free throw is good. Jackson didn't like getting bumped into after the second attempt. Nelson back in for Jackson. And a 5-point VCU lead and a good start for the Rams here to begin the second half. Pierce guarded by Kwani. Giles looks inside to Pierce, and he's called for steps.
Great wall up right there by Kwani. I think Radford did a really good job of running their offense. They got the ball to a spot on the floor where they can flourish. However, Kwani did a better job of walling up, forcing the travel.
Now, he may not put a lot on the stat sheet, but he's doing the little things tonight. And we got an offensive foul. Shulga is called for the offensive foul by Mike Roberts. And quickly, directed his attention to Ryan Odom about that call.
That was a bang-bang play. I would like to see that again to see exactly what happened. It looked as if Radford initiated the contact.
That's a big foul on Max. That's his third. And he will take a seat immediately, and Jackson back in for VCU. Radford down by 5. And here's Giles guarded by Jackson.
The whole team swarmed the Giles right there.
Shot clock is under 10 for Smith. Got a screen by Pierce and a switch on Kwani.
Great defense by Kwani. Forced up a shot.
Tough shot, and Bell the rebound. Here is Jackson inside. That'll be a goaltend. Great energy by VCU in this half, and the fans are rewarding that as they now lead by 7 over Radford. VCU in the midst of an 8-0 run over the last 2:42 to lead by 7 over Radford. 43-36. Sean Robinson along with Ed Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team. And right now, we talked about it, the key was not to start off slow. A little bit in the first half. That changed early on in this half.
Absolutely. VCU came out, and I don't want to say it was the offense. It was really on the defensive end. They are completely locked in and focused, forcing Radford into tough shots. And to be honest with you, they did that in the first half. Radford was happy to make them.
The Highlanders in a scoring drought of 3 minutes to trail by 7. VCU's field goal percentage is now better than Radford right now. They're shooting 43.8%. The Highlanders 40.5%. Here's that pressure defense that we saw late in the first half that resulted in a big momentum swing for VCU.
And one of the big changes for that was putting Zeb Jackson on Mr. Giles.
Here is Smith over Nelson. Short on the 3. Nelson claimed the long miss. Here's Nelson down the lane. No. Furman, an offensive rebound, had it blocked, and a foul.
Great effort by all VCU players running the floor, beating Radford players on the floor. Radford needs to get themselves together. Maybe they just came out of timeout. You would expect the effort to be a little bit better, but they have to run back down the court after that missed shot. You can't let VCU run it faster than you.
2 team fouls for Radford as Antoine picked up the foul. That's his third. And Furman misfires on the first of 2.
I chuckled because the ball hit.
I saw that. I saw that.
Hit Michael Bell in the head.
Furman coming off a career night, Friday night against Sanford. His first career double-double, 10 points, 10 boards, and 5 blocks as he splits a pair. It's a 9-0 VCU run to lead 44-36. And the scoring drought for Radford is past 3.5 minutes.
Zeb Jackson's really working Giles up the floor. Making every contest hard.
And Nichols, I think, got that call in his favor because he said something to one of the officials about how Jackson was guarding him, and he got the call. Roosevelt Wheeler now in to replace Furman.
And that's foul number 1 on Zeb Jackson. I will continue to guard him the same way.
You got 4 to burn in this half. Here is Giles. Looking aside, good play by Lawal to force the turnover. And they reward Lawal, and he lost it in the air as he was fouled. Woo. Smith gets the foul, and he had to burn that one, or else that was going to be another highlight-making play by Toby.
Highlight play, and it was also going to get this crowd to erupt.
Yes, it was.
So that's actually a very smart foul.
Yeah, he was going to do something. He was going to show no regard for human life on that play.
And I think Zeb Jackson did a really good job of rewarding Toby Lawal's effort on the defensive end.
He must have heard you.
He must have. Or I'm a psychic.
Let's say a little bit of both.
For your tour, call now. For your. You remember Miss Cleo?
I remember Miss Cleo. Lawal with 2 made free throws. An 11-0 run for VCU to lead by 10, their largest of the game. And Radford in a scoring drought of over 4 minutes. Turner back in for Radford on this possession. Another great defensive play, and it was Nelson.
And VCU is really clamping down on the defensive end. This looks like excellent defense. They play like this, they'll be in every single game once they get past this one. Get down to Orlando, Iowa State.
Here's Lawal, and he draws another foul. That looks like Neesmith, number 23, is guilty of the foul, and it is the case. And the 4th team foul for Radford, and back to the line will be Toby Lawal. Coach Oderman was really impressed with how his game improved, especially when they were in Greece. They made that overseas trip this summer, and his game went to another level in those 2 opportunities that he had out there as he missed the first free throw.
Well, I'll say this about Toby. He's like a blank canvas. He just started playing basketball 2-3 years ago, right? So he comes to VCU and he picks up a habit of getting up every single morning, 7 o'clock, getting into the gym and working on his game. And it's showing. It is growing. I think Toby has a chance by his senior year to really make some money off basketball, whether that's overseas or he might get a look in the NBA, because his athleticism is otherworldly.
They come with a trap. Speaking of VCU, Radford breaks it, and Giles misses on the 3. Bell yanks down a rebound. They have hit a cold spell, speaking of Radford, here in this second half of almost 5 minutes without a point. Here's Lawal going baseline and draws another foul on Neesmith.
Just the aggressiveness. You got to appreciate that. And when you see a guy put in work continuously, you love to see it translate on the court.
Well, I think the one thing there, and I know Coach Oda will like that, the fact that, you had a decent look at a 3, but he gave up a good shot for a better shot.
Absolutely. And that's all I've been asking for VCU.
Timeout on the floor for Radford as they trail by 11 against VCU. VCU in the midst of a 12-0 run in this second half to lead 47-36. Sean Robertson along with Ed Nixon, a member of the 2011 Final Four team, and our entire Rams Unlimited crew. As we just had a quick peek at the VCU upcoming schedule that includes a home game Saturday here against Seattle University, and then that trip that Ed Nixon is looking forward to, a trip to Orlando where they're going to see some high-quality competition starting with Iowa State on Thanksgiving Day, possibility of seeing Virginia Tech on Friday, and maybe looming on Sunday, former coach.
Penn State.
Maybe Mike Rose faces Penn State, and Penn State facing his former team from 6 years. So that could be a Sunday date down there in Florida.
Absolutely. And J.D. Byers is at Virginia Tech.
That's right. Yeah.
Down there it's going to be a family reunion.
He was going to make the trip to Penn State with the rest of Rose's staff, but then a switch, and then he went down to Coach Mike Young at Virginia Tech because his wife works with volleyball, I believe. Correct?
Absolutely. I believe she's the head coach.
So got a chance to be back there with family. A foul is called on Jason Nelson for reaching in. Tough break on the other end for Toby as he missed 2 free throws. And Antoine back in for Radford. Remember, he's got 3 fouls in the game. He replaced Kyle Burns.
And I look for Radford trying to get Antoine going. They tried it coming out into the second half. However, VCU did a really good job of guarding it.
And out of bounds to VCU. That is 6 turnovers for the Highlanders in the last 5.5 minutes.
And don't look now, VCU is winning the turnover battle. And when I talked about the rebounding battle, they narrowed it down to 2. VCU is playing a heck of a half.
Jackson was trying to look for that alley-oop to Lawal, but instead holds it. And now we've got a whistle away. And is that an offensive foul called on Mike Roberts?
Yes, they called it on Roosevelt.
That's 3 on Roosevelt. Mike Roberts was the official that made the call, and Wheeler picked up his third foul.
And I think Wheeler did the good job, but maybe just a little overly aggressive trying to seal the smaller defender, Giles.
Rams up by 11. Giles will try to break that drought, cannot. Lawal the rebound.
Even though Giles had an open shot, you just want to get a better shot than that. No ball movement, nobody else touched it. And when you're down, you got to get excellent shots, not just good ones.
Here's Jackson with the jump stop. The tip was no good. Lawal draws another foul inside. And he's playing a really good game on the boards.
Absolutely. He's extremely athletic and active tonight. And he can make that impact on the game no matter what. It takes no skill from him to do that. He just has used his natural God-given abilities.
He is tied for second on the team with Zeb for rebounds behind Christian Furman. And Lawal has 6 boards tonight and now has 7 points. You mentioned what? He had 9 and 9 against Sanford, and if he can give you that on a nightly basis, that's all you can ask for him.
That's all you can ask. And that's the thing. If he can do that, that's strictly off athleticism. He has more in the tank to show, and it's only a matter of time before he does.
And we got a lane violation against Radford. Pierce came into the lane a second early, and Lawal will get another free throw try as Furman comes in to replace Roosevelt Wheeler.
Tough out for Roosevelt. As soon as he gets in the game, he picks up 2 quick fouls, checks in again, another one.
It takes you out of your rhythm. Lawal makes the second. 8 points and 6 boards. Solid night for Toby so far. 13-point VCU lead. Walters is in now to replace Giles. Guarded by Nelson.
VCU is doing a really good job defensively. That's a tough shot.
And badly missed it. And another rebound for Lawal. Here's Jackson losing his footing. And has plenty of time to work the offense. Jackson on the drive. Here's Lawal inside. Lawal gets his own miss and left Bell open for 3. The rebound to Pierce.
And that's going to be on the scouting report moving forward when the team plays VCU. You have to put a body on Toby Lawal because he is attacking the boards. And if you allow him to get a free jump, forget about it.
8 points, 8 boards in 12 minutes of work.
Hey.
He's right at where you were talking about, and Walters is called for an offensive foul. And with that brings us to a timeout. 11:27 to go in the game, and VCU with a 13-point lead. Good shot at the Radford bench there as they are trailing 49-36 on a 7.5-minute scoring drought for the Hollanders. This game was tied at 33. It's a 14-0 VCU run over the last 7 minutes. And since the start of the half, 16-3, VCU has outscored Radford.
I mean, I think the adjustments that were made by Coach Oldham and his staff are really excellent. And VCU, the team, is actually doing a great job of executing that as well. Giles has been under control. Zeb Jackson guarding him. And Antoine has not been able to go with Michael Bell guarding him. And then throughout that, the other guys are just communicating and making it so hard for Radford to catch the ball, move the ball. Outstanding defense, team defense by VCU.
Giles has 16 at halftime. He's got 3 in this second half, and we believe he is 1 of 6 from the field after intermission. And a big boost in this second half has been the play of Toby Lawal, who is on the bench right now on this possession as Bell misses. And Antoine brings it up for Radford. Almost walked on that possession, and Giles back in for the Highlanders.
I like that timeout. I mean,
Pierce had it blocked and fouled
Close.
by Furman. It was close.
I like that play out of the timeout to give Michael Bell an opportunity to try to get his own bucket. Because when you fight so hard on the defensive end, you want to be rewarded, and you want to be able to touch the ball. You want to be able to make a play. I make a lot of plays on the defensive end. I want to come down on the offensive end and also be able to help out. Smart play by the coaching staff.
DeAndre Pierce at the line misses the first one. That drought continues for Radford as now Bell will take a seat in place of Fats Billups. Pierce had yet to make a free throw this season, 0 of 3 from the line, averaging less than 3 points per game this season. Still without a made free throw. It has been nearly 8 minutes since Radford has scored a point.
Outstanding.
Almost a steal by Antoine. Shulga got it back. And now Smith has the assignment on Shulga, who goes down the lane, scoops it up and found 2.
How did he do that? I am baffled by that. He was off balance and found a way to get it up on the glass with enough spin to drop it right in.
And kept his balance. I thought he was going to hit the floor.
Absolutely.
Stayed upright and scores. He now has 8. And it's a 51-36 VCU lead. Antoine guarded by Billups. And we've got a foul. It'll stay on this side. As they're going to get it on Kwani.
And look at every shot that Radford is getting. Look at this finish. Cool Max.
Man, that's a horse shot right there.
Right.
Big
But
play
look at every shot that Radford's getting. It's contested by a 6'9" or 6'7" guy. Great ball movement.
Extra pass to Antoine for 3. Ring it up.
And that's the type of offense you need to run here, Radford. Get the ball moved from side to side, get the defense scrambling. It's going to lead to an open shot. Antoine does a good job of stepping in, knocking it down.
That broke a 16-0 VCU run and ended a 8.5-minute scoring drought for Radford as they are within 12. Here's Giles, comes up with the steal. Picked Nelson's pocket. Comes off the screen and has Archer inside.
Back-to-back buckets by Radford. Archer
now with 6. Giles with his second assist, and it's a 10-point VCU lead. 5 unanswered now for Radford. Pass knocked away by Giles. It'll stay with VCU.
Good pass. It would have been better if it was executed a slight bit earlier. However, Giles did a really good job of breaking that up because that was definitely going to be 2 points.
Giles on the floor with Anton, Archer, Pierce, and also Smith. Shulga, Billups, Kwani, Furman, and Nelson. Shulga has it with 6 to shoot. Nelson has it with 3. Nelson with 1. Can't get a shot off. Here's Smith on the other end. Goes amongst the trees and out of bounds to Radford.
Great effort by VCU to get back and make that shot a little bit difficult for Smith. He thought he got fouled there. However, I thought it was clean defense.
Zeb Jackson comes back in to replace Billups. It's a good defensive series on that last trip by Radford to force a difficult attempt.
Absolutely.
By Nelson. And here is Smith off the inbound. Shulga the rebound. Radford 2 of their last 12 from the field. Kwani was trying to make a move on the baseline and draws a whistle on Justin Archer. So 1-1 now for VCU. Team foul number 8 on the Highlanders. Be good for Kwani to add to his total here in the game. He's got 2 points.
And I'll wait till after the free throw to say what I want to say. I don't want to jinx him, but I'm going to say it anyway. He's a really good free throw shooter. He shoots like 82% last year. So I expect him to step up to the free throw line with confidence and knock these down.
Let's see if he do so. If he listens back to this broadcast and he missed that first one, it was, I'm not. Oh, he got it. Look good. He scored 2 points in the win against Sanford on Friday night. He surpassed that with his 3rd point in the game. Transfer from Cal. Played in 116 games for the Golden Bears before coming here to VCU, as he made both to push the lead back to 12. Inside 9 minutes in the game, Antoine lost it on the way up, and it will go back to VCU. Turnover number 14 for the Highlanders here tonight.
In the touchback on Kwani Pauls, I think that he is the guy who still hasn't found, as we talked about Jason Nelson finding his role, Kwani's still trying to figure it out.
Here's Nelson. Actually, that was Jackson rather with the slam. And we've got a timeout.
VCU has some high flyers, don't they?
Jackson on the baseline said, flight number 2, I'm coming. And it brings a timeout on the floor with 8:24 left. VCU by 14. 55-41 of VCU with the lead, and this is why. Flight number 2 for takeoff. Zeb Jackson up high and down hard as he has 15 to lead the Rams.
And that started out with a miscommunication by Radford. All the pointing. They want to switch, they don't want to switch. You got to be able to communicate that. A point won't do it. And it led to a massive dunk by Zeb Jackson.
His 2nd in this game. And while we were in break, the stat that jumped out for you was what?
The total points. The total points. VCU's defense has held Radford's offense to 8 points, to the 8-minute mark in this half, which is outstanding defense. I don't know if it's just Radford's bad offense or VCU's excellent defense, but I'm going to lean towards VCU.
A 20-5 run over the last 10 minutes of this half has given VCU a 14-point lead. And another big reason why it was a defensive assignment you talked about earlier was having Jackson on Giles.
Absolutely.
Late in that first half has been a big boost. And Kwani sent it back.
Told him pack his luggage. I'm sending you traveling.
And plays like that was something that Coach Nichols wanted to avoid. Plays like that to get the crowd involved, to be that 6th man that they always love here at the Siegel Center. 6 to shoot now for Smith and the Highlanders. Trying to post up Nelson and draws a foul on Jason. That'll be his 2nd. And both teams are now over the limit, so we'll be shooting free throws the rest of the half.
And the team that can make their free throws wins the game.
Smith makes the first. This will be Radford's 8th attempt from the line in the game. VCU 18 of 23 from the stripe at 78%.
VCU has the size advantage over Radford.
2nd tip no good by Turner off the miss, and VCU claims it. Nice pass by Shorga to Jackson. That was nice. 17 now for Zeb.
Again, VCU is starting to shape out and look to be very scary. They're figuring things out.
Got a foul on Zeb.
A foul that he did not like.
Mike Robertson, he rubbed up against him.
Well, this game has been called. This game has been so physical. So to see those ticky-tack, quote unquote, fouls, it can annoy a player.
So Smith back at the line. He's had a rough shooting night from the field. Trying to get back on track from the stripe. He now has 8.
And when you're a scorer, you love to walk to the free throw line, especially when you're struggling, to help you find a rhythm. See the ball go through the net.
Like Zeb Jackson did on that last trip for VCU. Shoga's 3rd assist on the game. Smith makes both free throws. And it's a 13-point VCU lead as we're inside 7.5 minutes. Jackson leading the way with 17 for VCU. Giles leading all scorers with 20. Nice bounce pass to Furman. Nelson in the corner, hits the three.
And that was great ball movement by VCU. Almost every player on the court touched the ball. I think Furman did a really good job of being patient, not looking for his own shot, but finding the open man. And again, Nelson with the hot hand, knocked it down.
4 3-pointers for Jason, and it's a 16-point VCU lead. Giles with the shot clock winding down, falling away. Tough shot that Furman clears.
And Radford is going to be hard to win when you're playing a team that plays solid defense if all you're going to hit are the tough shots.
And they left Kwani open for three. The rebound to Smith.
That would have took the roof off the stoop.
Inside 6.5 minutes, and VCU up by 16. And we've got a whistle and a foul on VCU, it looks like. That's going to be on Shoga. 9th team foul on VCU, so just one more, and then Radford will shoot 2 free throws the rest of the way, as Shoga will now come out for Bell. And Justin Archer, who was solid in the first half for Radford, 8 rebounds along with 6 points. He had yet to grab a rebound in this half.
I'm telling you, well, Radford struggled, and they returned the ball over early in the half, so they didn't have a chance for any rebounds.
And he missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Archer just picked up the foul, and Bell, I believe, will come back on the other end for VCU to shoot a 1-and-1.
And that foul on Shoga was it was unfortunate because it was his 4th. However, he did save a bucket, and it worked out in VCU's favor because now they get to walk to the line and shoot 2 or a 1-and-1.
He missed his front end of a 1-and-1. Bell just wants to get a look of the ball going into the hoop in his half. Yet to score as we're coming up on 6 minutes. And Antoine just threw it away.
The length of VCU is really having their effect on Radford. Not getting any clean looks, nor are they getting clean passes. As Antoine threw one to his teammate who's sitting on the bench.
15 turnovers for Radford in the game. The lob to Kwani.
That was nasty. Good
Kwani
vision
was
by
6.
Jason Nelson. I thought he threw it too high. Kwani went and got that one.
He said, no. Oh, no. Don't let it fool you. Kwani with the rebound as he got poked in the eye, but they're going to keep play alive. Mike Roberts was checking on Kwani to see if he was okay, and he said, no, let's go. But it did look like Antoine, as Kwani was coming down, got him in the eye.
He just got that massive dunk. He ain't trying to come out the game.
And they left Nelson wide open for 2.
And now the wheels are falling off for Radford.
No question. A 20-point VCU lead. 64-44. And like you said, the wheels are coming off. As we see the last alley-oop here.
Great penetration. And here's the thing that I see defenders do that is look at how wide the gate was open for the Radford defender. You want to shade somebody to their right hand, to their left hand, you gotta actually move your body and center and get on that. But you can't open up your gate so you just give him an open lane. Gave him an open lane. Jason Nelson penetrated, attracted the other defender, threw it up, and Kwani did the rest. And Radford's just defensively is starting to fall apart. Offense isn't going well, and now it's affecting their defense. Unacceptable.
And you know that from playing with under Coach Smart. That's one of the one things you cannot do. You can't allow a scoring drought to go over to the defensive end because you're always supposed to play great defense.
It's 2 separate sides of the court. You can't allow one to affect the other. And Radford they're guilty of that tonight.
They're definitely, the scoring droughts in this half have affected Radford on both ends of the floor, which has resulted in a 20-point VCU lead, and I think this is the type of play that a lot of fans were expecting to see when Coach Odom arrived from Utah State. This type of offense, and the defense has been exceptional tonight for the Rams.
Absolutely. I think it starts with the defensive end. VCU has the height and the athleticism to guard anybody in the country, to be honest with you. It's outside of Jason Nelson, who's 5'11", is 6'5" and up.
And that's a scary sight, and we haven't even talked about Bairstow, who's still, getting himself back into shape to play. They're targeting the Norfolk State game on December 1st to see his first action, and also Joe Bamasil, who is waiting for his appeal from the NCAA. And they're nothing but, 6'8" and 6'8". That's more size. As we've got a foul inside against VCU, that'll go against Nelson. So 2 free throws coming now for Radford. They are in a scoring drought of almost 3 minutes again. So the last one was 8.5 minutes. This one is nearly 3 minutes. Not what Coach Nichols wanted to see.
VCU's defense has been stifling.
And Smith has struggled trying to be consistent with his scoring here tonight. That's his first miss from the line, but just 9 points in the game. He came in averaging just under 13 as he made 1 or 2.
And he may get back to his average. However, every bucket has been contested. To be honest with you, I think most of his points are from the free throw line.
4 or 5. Yeah, he's only 3 of 14 from the field. And Giles, who was the hot man, he had 16 points to lead all scorers at the break. Just 4 points in this half. Here's Lawal guarded by Smith. Here's Lawal and scores.
What an aggressive move. Mouse in the house. Free cheese.
That's a move a guy with his lack of experience playing basketball, you don't make that type of move. And he showed some good ability there. Now a mismatch with Giles against Lawal. Tough shot. Just had to throw that one up.
Again, the length of VCU. That's a hard shot. You got Toby Lawal, who jumps out the gym, and then you have Christian Furman cleaning it up.
Here's Furman, who took it away from Giles and scores. (68-45) as we're inside money time in the second half.
And I tell you what, I did not foresee this game going this way. I thought we were going to have a close game to the end. However, VCU has imposed their will on Radford.
Antoine gets his own miss and draws a foul. Well, Coach Odom stressed defense during shoot-around today, and they took heed with what he was saying to the tune of a 23-point lead over Radford. Balance scoring for VCU tonight as they lead 68-45 over Radford. Jason Nelson, Zeb Jackson each with 17. Toby Lawal has matched his career high with 10 with 9 rebounds. All around solid game for Toby.
Yeah, I mean, Toby, like I said, he's using his athleticism and his God-given abilities to impact the game. And it's beautiful to see, especially when someone has that type of work ethic. But I think this has been a completely team effort for VCU. Max hasn't had a huge night, but he had other people to step up and carry that burden. Jason Nelson stepping up off the bench and bringing points and energy off the bench.
That energy he brought in the first half when he scored those 12 points to actually get VCU back in, eventually take the lead. And then they have coasted in the second half as Antoine makes the first free throw. He has 9 so far. As Walters, along with Harris, Archer, and Neesmith on the floor for Radford, as Antoine makes both. And Kyle Burns will come back in, the redshirt freshman from out of Marietta. Maybe Antoine's night is done at 3:23 left, and the Highlanders down by 21. Furman, Lawal, and Bell in the front court. Jackson and Nelson in VCU's backcourt. Here's Nelson, good fake, and scores over Walters.
And right now, it's just too easy for VCU. Like I said, I thought Radford would have a little bit more fight in them. However, VCU is playing like a team.
As Walters gets the basket underneath.
VCU is playing like the team that they have the most experience, that they have the continuity. Radford has new players, however, they have their core back. VCU is completely different. And we talked about Coach Odom really getting on them about the defense before the game. It really shows that you have a bunch of coachable players.
Furman is called for a travel. Yeah, remember VCU lost 7 of their top 8 scorers from last year's team that won the regular season and A-10 conference championship. That's the first time VCU had done that since 2009, winning a conference, regular season, and postseason title, as Jason Nelson will get a standing ovation for his performance here tonight.
Well deserved, well deserved.
Big play off the bench for Jay Nelson. Walters had it go off his foot and recovers it to reset for Radford. Burns misses that shot in the lane. Radford gets their own miss. 3-point try, no good by Harris, and a foul called on Pierce. And this road trip is not going to get any easier for Radford. They go to James Madison Friday night, and we know what the Dukes have done so far this season.
They've been on a tear, upsetting Michigan State, having an incredible win.
Kent State,
incredible win over Kent State late in the game, scoring five points in under 30 seconds.
Yeah, sent that game to double overtime. They eventually won, and they received votes in the top 25.
Well
with them
deserved.
Starting off 3-0.
Well deserved.
So it's not going to get any easier for the Highlanders.
And I wonder if Radford, seeing how VCU was playing early in the season and really came into a trap game, overlooking VCU and preparing for JMU in their head.
Now think about what you just said.
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy.
You overlook VCU to get ready for JMU. But you never know. Lawal thought he got it off of the jersey of Pierce, but it will go back to Radford. And VCU just said if that was the case.
Let me show you something.
Yeah. 71-49, under 2 to go. Here in this second half, it looks like VCU will win their second straight and get ready for Seattle on Saturday. That'll be a 2 p.m. tip. And we got an offensive foul on Radford. That would be on Neesmith.
What a frustrating half for Radford.
Yeah, it was tied at 33. And Radford has scored 16 points in this half. And after Saturday's game, they'll hit the tournament in Orlando, where they'll face Iowa State on Thanksgiving night. And then possibly facing either Boise State or Virginia Tech on Friday. Under 10 to shoot for VCU. Jackson, the alley-oop!
Oh. There he goes again, the Skywalker.
A career-high 12 for Toby Lawal. 73-49, and Billups, they're going to get another offensive foul on Radford, and that's Neesmith.
Great vision by Zeb Jackson on that previous play to lead Toby Lawal to that dunk. And you can basically throw it anywhere. He'll get it.
Within his hand radius, he's going to bring it in like a receiver. Now we got a stoppage of play, and it looks like Pierce and Wheeler were saying some words to one another.
At this point in time, there's no need to talk trash.
They probably
either side.
They may have asked, what will you have down in Orlando next week for Thanksgiving? Here's Billups trying to create. Lawal almost had another monster dunk. That should be a rebound for Toby. That'll give him 10 and a double-double as a whistle stops play.
And Pierce and Wheeler just won't let it go. They really are in deep conversation about Thanksgiving meals.
Wheeler's probably saying, I like stuffing. Pierce is saying stuffing is not that great.
How are you on cranberry sauce on your turkey?
Not big on cranberry sauce.
Not big on cranberry sauce?
Stuffing, ham, turkey, even chicken. Sometimes you have your fried chicken or your rotisserie chicken. Wheeler just picked up his 4th foul on that last trip. We were talking about food. I'm not, and people look at me like I'm crazy. Like I'm not a big mac and cheese person.
Why is it like the either mac and cheese, like the oven?
I think it's just the cheese and the mac together. If it was with red sauce, like if it was a beefaroni, I would eat that.
Beefaroni.
I love that. That's what we grew up in Petersburg, was beefaroni.
Petersburg people eat beefaroni like that?
Yeah. Not goulash, beefaroni. Here's Jackson creating to Bell. Nope. And Lawal again with another rebound.
He knows how to play one way, and that's hard.
They credited him with that rebound, which gives him a double-double, as he gives high fives to those sitting courtside. And VCU with an impressive 73-50 win over Radford to improve to 2-1 on the year. Radford falls to 2-2 on the season. We're coming back to wrap it up here from the Siegel Center. VCU with a 23-point win at home.